does have that incredibly good anti-stun for level 1, building it up as he runs. And if you look over at Coast, they do have some AoE stun potential. You know, Zion Spartan has that counter-strike, but that is melee range. The Nintendo Dex can go for a Vault Breaker start, but not the best jungling start. So I would not expect too aggressive of an invade from Coast.
You know what I noticed? The first game of this set, Daydreamin went for a Doran Shield start on his Annie. Daydreamin goes for a Doran Shield start on the Thresh this time. Bubba always goes for the 3 green wards and 1 pink. They're already initiating an early invade and maybe looking for those aggressive wards as they will be spotted out there by Daydreamin. Pinks come in. They know they're going to get the wards dropped in there pretty deep. And we'll see where they go from this point as the ward's coming down. They're looking for an Incinerate stun potentially onto Bubba. Arthlon scouting it out ahead. And that looks like that's going to be it as Westrice and Shifter just dancing around in mid lane.
It could be Westrice versus Shifter in the mid lane. This would be pretty solid.
Acid and Akali.
Yeah. And that is a matchup where Akali can deal so much early game harass. Even though it's all magic damage and there will be some okay response from Shifter, Westrice can really apply that pressure. And you mentioned the Doran Shield start. Well, Daydreamin, he's not a lover, he's a fighter. Because he goes for the aggressive style of build. You build tanky, which means you can run forward, get more auto attacks off. And with the way Daydreamin plays most of his champions, he's going for that front harass. He's really trying to set up kill potential with Fusion. And if not, is going for harass and zoning.
All right, so it looks like there might be a lane swap here as Robert Xlee and Bubba kind of hanging around towards top. Arthlon going to go for that 2v1 in the bot lane, drops his warding totem ward early. We'll spot out that there will be that 2v1 like he wants. And I want to see what he does here, if he's going to do what his Mundo does, where it just farms with cleavers, gets the XP, looks for the level 6, and get a gank from Broken Shard. As Zion Spartan now, going to be helping out with the blue buff, maybe soak us some XP. It looks like no, as he does not expect to be going 1v2 here. Actually, no, he's going to be going 1v1 against Akali in Westrice, and Robert Xlee is going to be sent in mid with Bubba, so they went for the 1-2-1.
All right, the 1-2-1 setup, this is a relatively common setup to try and shut down Kassadin. What you do is you just send 2 people mid lane. The support and AD carry are able to go ahead and just constantly harass and zone out that Kassadin.
And I don't really know what's going on right now. There we go. There was a pause. Westrice may have DC'd a little bit there, but we're okay. No one's having any serious computer problems. I think he'll be back real quick.
Zero computer problems having it at all, including the NACL studios. I swear to God, nothing was completely blank for us for a second there.
All right. Well, we didn't miss anything much. We're okay, but interesting. Interesting right. Nonetheless.
A little scary, It's okay, you know. Growing pains. Moving to a new place. It happens sometimes. But still, Determined Gaming, they're going to be playing the control of this matchup. They're going to be the ones forcing movement and rotations from Coast early on. And it's up to them to make sure that if they do send Shifter to, let's say, a side lane, they're able to rotate in a better situation, miss less CS, and still punish him for being that early game very susceptible to harass style Kassadin.
Yeah, so Kassadin, they can shut him down early, but if these games go on to 40 to 50 minute points like they normally tend to do now as the average, he will be a unstoppable rift walking machine and have a nice little day on Robert Xlee and Bubba and potentially Westrice in this later stage of this game. So we'll see where this evolves into as now, pause, coming in, Westrice is back, and the game is resuming.
All right, back into the lanes. How are they going to go ahead and save that Shifter, save Kassadin from the horrible perils of a 2v1 lane?
Oh, God.
And actually Broken Shard in the area as well. Probably not going to go for a dive. Looks like he's just moving towards the jungle. Hasn't been spotted out by any of the minions. So
He did red and is going for a potential red seal. Will get spotted out by a ward that is placed there in the upper ramp. So I don't know if there's going to be a potential steal here from a Nintendo Dex. Well, Zion's partner Westrice is going at it up top there. And we do see them looking to go in right now as we do zone away. The stun comes in from Zion Spartan, but the Shroud instantly comes out, so no follow-up damage, and Westrice is going to mitigate all the pressure Zion Spartan put on him, throws out the little Q there, hits the auto attack, procs it, and will win out that trade.
And this is the early game. This is the really strong time for Westrice. He's got the Mark of the Assassin, going to constantly chunk that out. And Zion Spartan, he doesn't have his full skill set yet. He doesn't really have any items to back himself up yet. So Westrice, he's just going to win these trades. You can see, like, he's okay not going for the constant harass. As long as he keeps Zion Spartan from safely farming, he's going for that constant pressure.
And speaking of pressure, mid lane, getting pressured out pretty hard there. We're going to see some Incinerates and some Fireballs coming in from Bubba, forcing Shift to use a lot of the Flask and a lot of the health potion charges that he does have. So, going to be zoning him out, getting some minuscule damage on the turret right now, but it will establish that pressure. Broken Shard's kind of hanging around mid as well, with Thrice still forcing Zion Spartan out there. We're going to see a Smite and a steal on the Blue Wraith. Broken Shard grabs that one out. He gets the advantage as Shifter does get stunned away. Going to be no flag and drag attempt from Broken Shard. Bubba still eating those turret shots, being forced to use those potions early on.
He's taken, I believe, 3 or so turret shots at this point, already down to half HP from
There's
there.
number 4. Oh, jeez.
Bubba, please, like, you're doing okay. You don't need to go for that much harass. But still, they're applying pressure, and Shifter, he's just not having any free time to easily harass. He's only at 11 CS compared to the 21 of Jinx.
Everybody kind of taking turret shots back and forth there. There's the Demacian standard for a little bit of harass, and they will back on out as they do take that turret to about half HP, so doing a lot of work there. As Wiz Fusion has kind of been left alone in that bot lane, he's kind of solo farming against Arthelon right now, and Daydream hits level 3, gets the mid lane, looking to roam towards it, gets spot out by a ward, and it looks like they might try to start their own 2v2 in the mid lane now from the side of Coast.
This is a pretty cool setup from Coast. Instead of forcing Shifter to go to a side lane, you get this really, cat chasing its own tail style of play where everybody's rotating around to get better lanes. If they just force the 2v2 for a bit, with Nintendo decks in the area, they can apply enough pressure on Coast to at least be relevant. Cassim will get experience, will get some farm, it won't be huge, but at the same time, with Fusion bot lane will be able to pressure and keep Arthelon down. It's a different style of play. It's not what you normally see from Patrick Cassim, but it can work, and it seems to be doing okay.
A nice play, get Robert X. Lee into the turret, but he wasn't taking it, unfortunately, so did get out with some little damage there. Oh my god, a ton of damage, forcing out Daydreamer from flashing the Flame Choppers as well. We did have Nintendo decks on the side, if anything, but a nice synergy of CC there from the side of Determined Gaming, so they do end up forcing out that flash.
Top lane, Spartan now has that minion control, going to go ahead, push Westrice back to his own turret. So it's a fairly even lane for the most part. Westrice will have a very slight minion advantage, but Spartan will have some more time to have bought. In the jungle, Broken Shard and Nintendo X getting up close and personal. We saw them casting the, I believe, casters versus players game, and they had quite a troubled relationship.
Their casting synergy, not on
our level. It was amazing. But, yeah, it's like I wasn't sure if it was love-hate or if it was ironic love-hate. Oh, jeez.
But now a death sentence on to Robert X. Lee. Now the Flay not in range. Daydreaming not fully committing as he did see Broken Shard come up from the side. So they back off, and we'll just go back on the farming these lanes. Science Spartan has roamed down from that top lane, so going to look to come in as there were pings on Nintendo decks. He did get spotted out there, but soon they will spot on Science Spartan. They're going in for a little bit of damage. Broken Shard will choose to disengage out there with the flag and drag over the wall as Nintendo decks just makes his presence known, as well as Zion Spartan just going to take out the pink ward in mid.
30 gold going towards Zion Spartan. A lot of money in those pink wards. Wiz Fusion and Arthelon bot lane have just been kind of at it for a while. Like a little bit of pressure from Wiz Fusion. He's finally gone out of mana. So we'll give some time for Arthelon to farm up. You can see gold is dead even. And who's really developing, who's benefiting from this? Well, the AD carriers are doing very well. Wiz Fusion at 47 CS versus Roberto X. Lee's 39, now 41. And the top laners are kind of doing okay. A little bit of advantage for Westrice, but there's a big wave that Zion Spartan's about to catch.
Ooh, Death Sentence does go in. Flay actually connects this time. Null Sphere comes out for the silence. But Shifter not level 6, could not make any other progress, and Broken Shard is coming down the lane once again. Scares him away.
Yeah, Broken Shard's been mid a lot. He's constantly been hanging out there, and because he's in a 3v2 lane, that's a lot of experience being divided 3 ways, and he's not getting all that much. However, if you get this early turret, get this early Daydream, and
oh, Zap connects as well as the flag and drag. Looking for the Incinerate. The Ignite gets dropped on a Broken Shard, but first blood will go to Robert X. Lee, and a beautiful dive from Determined Gaming. Get them that first blood and that first turret of the game. Waiting for it with a few more auto attacks. They'll let the wave clear out just a little bit more, and they do snag the one up as Robert X. Lee gets the last hit. And that'll put them at a nice 1.3k gold advantage.
It's crucial that Broken Shard got that kill. He's at 17 CS versus Nintendo Dex is 22, but a lot of his time has just been spent sitting mid lane, not getting a whole lot of experience. Now blue buff being stolen. Westrice in the area.
He gets the smite. Westrice, Nintendo Dex was charging up the Vault Breaker. Now we're going to see Zion Spartan coming in from the side looking for the stun on the Broken Shard. Can he get out of there is the question. He flashes over the wall, and he will be able to make it out. So a good steal, as well as some follow-up from that turret going down. So nice job from Determined Gaming. You're already establishing some jungle pressure on the side of Coast.
It's been pretty solid for the most part. If they can just keep the lanes, pushed up, aggressive, now with that mid turret down, they can constantly dive onto Kassadin, constantly force him to not CS in the mid lane. Wiz Fusion's just been down there for a while, but now Arthelon's gotten quite a bit of CS as well, so just the overall farm is now in favor of Determined Gaming. And they also have that early kill and that early turret. With Daydreamer going down, he's not going to be level 6 for quite some time. Bubba Dub should be getting Tibbers a little bit before then, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a really aggressive power play come out from Determined, going for maybe an early Dragon to try and use that Tibbers advantage. Yeah, and that burst early on in the earlier stage of the game, about 300 damage comes in from Tibbers, and continual dot damage, so hard to deal with. We'll see, like you said, if they make that power play for Dragon, or maybe just for another turret down bot.
with Fusion and Daedrin reuniting down there, looking to take up their potential first turret for the side of Coast. That turret is getting pretty low. We do see Robert X. Lee responding, though. As a ward gets dropped over the wall, it will spot him out coming into lane. He zaps that minion, and they will stop the push from Fusion as he tries to get one more auto attack. The Fishbone's auto attack chases him through the Dark Passage, but he'll get out just fine.
Yeah. Now, Fusion spent so much time down in the bot lane, but he's not really getting a whole lot from it. He's getting levels, which is nice, but he doesn't have a huge spike in power at level 6. The culling, I love it. It's not the most reliable ultimate in teamfights, though. So before he really makes that huge impactful change, he's going to have to go ahead and finish his Bloodthirster, as he has to start with the BF Sword build. And if he can finish that relatively soon, he can try and maybe roam with his team a bit, try and pick up some objectives and kills. Until then, though, it's going to be up to Nintendo Dex to really make something happen in the bot lane.
Yeah, as well as Broken Shard, he's coming in maybe perfectly timing this one out. There is a ward on that Tri-Brush, so they will spot him out, as well as a ward that did just get placed in there to spot out Nintendo Dex. That will stop that. And I don't know if they're going to go any further with this one. Westrice has been roaming from top lane right now. He does have that Hextech Revolver, eventually looking for the Gunblade build once again. And there is a ward in that pit. There's a pink ward in the Tri-Brush there that does clear out that nice little totem ward, as everybody's going to go in to face check. A group effort here to take out this pink ward. Well played by Determined. And now once they place the pink ward in the Dragon Pit, they could have complete control of that.
And Dragon has not been taken by any side yet. No early Dragons this game. Really kind of delayed last game as well, so both teams going for the later Dragons. With Akali now laning versus Kassadin, Akali is very good at chasing him down in terms of offensive situation. So if Akali needs to escape, he doesn't really have a good option. The Shroud is nice, but he'll get spotted and chased down immediately by the Rift Block. However, if Akali needs to chase someone down, and he does have the advantage in terms of farm, it'll be huge for him. He'll be able to constantly hunt down Shifter, especially with the good ward coverage around mid lane that Determined Gaming have already placed.
And that ward coverage is very crucial. We're going to see them hanging around towards that Dragon side as Westrice now. There's a regular ward drop. There's the pink ward of silence comes in. Ignite is forced out. He's going to flash away. Assault and Battery comes in. Flag and Drag knocks him up in the back end as Westrice is trying to tank through this one with the Revolver. Looking to take down Nintendo Dex. Almost does it. It will be Broken Shard picking up that kill now, looking for Shifter, who just rift walks his way back out of there. There's a 1-for-1 so far, as now the power play is going to be made out the Dragon with that Smite gone from the side of Coast.
I mean, Coast, they did not get the kill on that very, very important Kassadin. The kill went to Vi instead, and actually Akali picking up the kill for Determined. That is huge. They pick up the Dragon now. Akali is someone who snowballs out of control very, very easily if she gets a little bit of advantage.
Oh, yeah.
And Akali is going to be finishing that Gunblade relatively quickly. Already has the Hextech Revolver. Just needs the Cutlass and the final recipe to really complete that item. And, well, if Akali can snowball, it can be a lot more effective before Shifter can finish his Rod of Ages, get tanky, start roaming. It's going to be horrible for Coast. They can still recover. They can still play that stall game. But once Akali starts going, she doesn't really stop.
No, she does not. Speaking of going, Arthlon going up top against Spartan. We haven't really highlighted over that one. They're keeping up in CS. They're just trading back and forth. We see some dirty farming from Arthlon at that point. And now just a little bit of even trades back and forth. We do see Shifter moving towards that bot lane in the minimap, as well as the two members of Determined kind of hanging around farming in that mid lane. So no grouping happening just yet. So we're going to see what the plan of action is. Is it going to be a Lantern from Daydreaming to pull in Shifter is the question, as we kind of wait for him to get it to the lane.
They could use the Lantern just for survivability. Bubba Dub is level 6, has a lot of burst, but this is the big moment for Kassadin. Can he pick up a kill? He needs to.
Oh, he flashes forward with the Lantern mid-animation, looking for the Death Sentence right now, but it will be Shifter going in with the Rift Wall, picks up the kill of Robert X. Lee. They're going to take that one kill for free, even through the Tibbers, as now that was a beautiful snipe off, and some beautiful roaming from Shifter to get them that kill.
That is a solid pickup. They need those kills onto Kassadin as quickly as possible. Shifter, if he starts getting out of control, well, Akali can really ball out of it, but Kassadin does it even better because the Rift Block doesn't have to be targeted on an enemy versus Akali's ultimate. Now, top lane, Arthlon versus Zion Spartan. Zion Spartan just had a very terrible time compared to Arthlon's 1v1 with Lucian. Westrice was able to do well, and you can see that Arthlon level 10 versus Zion Spartan's level 9, and he barely hit level 9.
He's at the highest level in the game, actually, so really nice job by him solo farming it out, getting all the XP. But if we look at the AD carries, both of them picking up Bloodthirsters right now, so a little bit more of a lead on this Fusion side. It's been a bit of an AFK game as the season 4 meta kind of shifting more towards farming and then waiting for that 30-minute collapse, or a split push, either one.
Yeah, so some games it's like, all right, 8 minutes in, 40 kills on both sides. Sometimes 50 minutes in, you know,
5-minute inhibitors, you never know.
We're almost at 5.
5-minute inhibitors from complexity games, you know? Just
it happens. It happens. It's pretty cool when it does happen.
We'll see. The huge shifts in metas at the current meta either way. Like, it's like teams just we want to go highly aggressive, we want to just farm. Either one, we'll see if they mutually agree on it. And looks like this time around it's going to be the AFK Farm Fest.
However, that AFK Farm Fest really benefiting Arthlon right
Yeah.
now. The early Shyvana's kit, it's much powerful compared to what Jax can put out. Jax really needs items to scale up, and you can see Arthlon moves forward, takes a turret shot, and he's still out trading Zound Spartan just because of that burnout damage. As well as the Flame Breath. The proc on Flame Breath when you auto-attack someone is amazing.
Yeah, it reduces their armor too, applies a little debuff. We're going to see him look to go in. He hesitates a little bit, eats 3 turret shots for his troubles, but still, that Sunfire keep paying off its dividends and just letting him poke him out, forcing Zound Spartan to use the flasks. He'll ignore him. Actually, maybe not. We do have Broken Shard coming in. Zound Spartan going to pop that dodge and as well as the stun. Dragon's Descent comes through, not enough to pick up the kill. As Westrice now going to get initiated on here. And do they have a pink orb? They do have another one to pick up this kill. They're looking for it right now. Riftwalk to come in from Shifter. Any second, Vaultbreaker comes in as well. And it will be the kill over to Shifter as that makes him 2-0 in this lane against Westrice.
Yeah, Dirty Akali getting scrubbed right up. Top lane Arthlon dueling for Zound Spartan. Zound Spartan is very low. There might be enough with an Ignite to pick him up.
They decide to back out there. Arthlon not going to pull Westrice, but now Broken Shard going in onto Nintendo Dex right now. The shield does save his life. Is the red buff going to be enough? It's going to be a flash and a swag flag to pick up the kill. Shifter looking for Broken Shard, and he will pick up the kill with that Null Sphere as well as some double buffs. Robert Ixley getting dangerously low down bot. Are they going to look for anything? Are they going to look for a flash death sentence? There is no flash, for Daydreaming, so they will get a lot of free turret pressure here. And a potential dive as this turret is getting dangerously low. It will fall in this wave, so a good job from Coast bot lane to pick up that turret.
Top lane's on Spartan fighting Arthlon. Arthlon takes some turret shots, but the armor from Sunfire Cape is a bit too much, and Shyvana does have quite a lot of passive armor. So with that, Arthlon's just tanking everything and able to stay alive. Akali has finished that Gunblade. It was an overzealous movement from Westrice. He thought, alright, I see Shifter on his own in a straight-up 1v1. I can do well versus him, which is true. Straight-up 1v1.
Yeah.
It's going to be a pretty even matchup. But if you don't know it's a straight-up 1v1, there could always be that Vi hiding in the brush waiting for that gank.
Speaking of gank, we do have Westrice heading up top. Arthlon has Dragon's Descent again. He's going to look to use another turret. No, actually, he will just end up getting stunned out, ignited, and taken out, as that will be the third kill of the game for, the fourth kill of the game for Shifter, as Westrice going to walk into him, force him to walk away, pops the Shroud, but nothing else to follow that up, and still a 4-0 Kassadin at 16 minutes. You don't ever want to play against that.
This is getting scary. Like this is Kassadin gameplay. He starts getting kills. He'll show up in lane. He'll gank someone, and then it just doesn't stop for the next 30 minutes. Like he's 4-0-1. He's now very hard to kill because Rod of Ages will make him very tanky. He has a lot of mana to spam his Riftwalk. It's gonna be difficult to shut him down. They do have a lot of CC from Annie. And Jarvan with the Flag and Dragon combo and stun, but slows don't really stop Kassadin. You need to either CC him with a hard stun, a root, or a silence. And there's not a whole lot of that that's going to be reliable coming out of Determined.
All right, and now we're going to see the push from Coast onto this tier 1 in the mid lane. Flag and Drag does knock up Nintendo Deck. Going to make his way to the Dark Pastures, pull himself out. Westrice going to be forced to flash over that wall, which is actually really hard to get through with a flash, and get to safety away from Shifter, who can actually out-trade him now. But the Gunblade will give him sustain in these extended team fights if they do end up happening, so we'll see how that comes into effect. While this turret a few auto attacks away, Arthlon's just going to look to tank up some of this damage, but the turret will end up falling, as that is going to be the second outer turret going down in favor of Coast, and Dragon spawning in a second. They're going to rotate towards this one. There's pinks coming in from the side of Determined Gaming. It looks like they're just going to rotate towards bot, as it's a big wave for WizFusion to pick up. Big
wave, big gold, big money. Looks like WizFusion could be rotating to try and pick up that wave relatively quickly. The thing is, if he does spend too long, the Dragon will go down in favor of Determined, who have started up. Coast moving forward, though. They're looking for a fight.
Can they get it? It looks like Nintendo Dex comes over the side. It will get the smite mid-assault and battery. Arthlon's getting initiated on, turning the Dragon's Descent into this Daydream and Shifter, but getting blown up there. WizFusion with the culling in the back as well. Super Mega Death Rocket enough to actually get the kill for Arthlon on Daydream. Flag and Drag comes in from Broken Shard, but Shifter's going to chase him out. Westrice now joining the fray. Will he be able to snipe off a kill if he can? Broken Shard going to get chased out here by Shifter, looking for the flash in the Riftwalk. He gets it, picks up the kill with the Force Pulse as well. And Westrice, late to that party, could not find anybody else. And that is going to be a 2-for-1 as well as a Dragon in favor of Coast.
I mean, a huge fight. It was actually really good counter initiation. Bubba got a great 2-man stun, but the problem is, you're going up against that Kassadin. If someone's running away on his own, they're going to die to him unless they can 1v1. They did pick up Daydreaming in the back, but Thresh had done what he needed to. Got the plane, got the box, got the death sentence down. And tanking up that Dragon was just a bit too much for the members of Determined Gaming, resulting in a really good fight. And Dex with that steal, he's been outsmoked.
He did it mid-assault and battery, too.
Mid-assault and battery, which is hard to do. And I think that's his third steal.
Yeah.
Or a third secured smite versus Broken Shard.
And Broken Shard's not someone you can outsmite easily. He's stolen plenty
he's
of
damn
Barons.
good at it. he was stealing Barons and Dragons when he was still in Europe playing with 200 ping.
Oh, jeez. Rest in peace, US servers. But now they're rotating down. We're going to look to see where they want to go from here. They're going to give red buff over to Robert. From the side of Determined, Daydreaming going to end up running to Arthlon here. Going to throw out the Dragon's Breath. Back on out. We do see a pink ward dropped in place to take out that ward from the warding totem. Gets himself a nice little 20 gold there. And Kassadin, now with a needlessly large rod, looking for potentially Zonia's or Death Cap. Probably Death Cap to just blow people up even faster. But Shifter now is a unstoppable monster. It's going to be so hard for Determined Game to deal with him. They need to focus a lot of CC on him.
The one nice thing is he doesn't have a whole lot of cooldown reduction.
No.
The thing is, Riftwalk has a short cooldown anyways. But if he does Riftwalk too aggressively, they can set a lot of damage onto him and try and CC, chain it to CC to either burst him down immediately or use it when his Riftwalk's about to come off cooldown. His flash is not available as well, which makes it a little bit nicer. But really, when you're going against a Kassadin and he's trying to get those kills, actually Westrice might be going down.
Looking for the kill on Westrice. The Pink Warpers drop. The stun from Tibbers did not land on the Zion Spartan. Westrice trying to make up this kill. He gets out with one Shadow Dash. The Flagging Drag interrupts with a beautiful Cataclysm on 2 members, but Zion Spartan flashes out, gets the leap strike. The shutdown goal goes over to Broken Shard. Now can they catch anybody else here? Is the chase on for Zion Spartan? It looks like he leaps back in onto Robert Exley. He's going to get the Dark Passage. Can he get it? He does! A beautiful Dark Passage over. The Death Rocket does not connect. The Arthlon Dragon's Descent over the wall, trying to pick up Zion Spartan. He does pop the dodge, gets out. Now Daydream going to be the target as Robert Exley with the double buffs can't seem to find anybody right now. Zap not going to connect over the wall, even if he did throw it. And with that, they do finally take down the killing spree from Shifter and net themselves that 500 extra gold over to Broken Shard, who does actually have a Spirit of the Elder Lizard, which I didn't even notice until now.
A lot of damage, a lot of burst, and it's all part of killing Kassadin. Oh, he's caught out though. Broken Shard being initiated on.
Red buff applied from the side of Wiz Fusion, as well as Ardent Blaze, but nobody else could catch up to that one, so he gets out just fine, Flagging Dragon away himself. And when he goes back to base, I wonder what he's going to pick up. He has a lot of gold at this point, especially with that kill.
Yeah, A-OK taking that ultimate to the face and just getting out of it free. All right, Broken Shard. He's okay. He's okay.
Spectre's Cowl.
Spectre's Cowl. It's going to be a good pickup. That Elder Lizard item, I like it for the AD to help try and burst down Kassadin a bit more. It's a little bit different than you'd normally expect. Most drivers will go for just straight up tankiness, going for the Ancient Golem, but rather pick up the Elder Lizard, try and jungle a little bit faster, try and burst down someone important, like let's say a Kassadin.
Yeah. And that pink ward actually did end up going down there. Westrice was hesitating, trying to get it out, and didn't end up getting it as a nice little ward totem. Ward did spot it out, and Daydream, with the help of Wiz Fusion, picked that off. We do have 3 members rotating towards top right now from the side of Determined Game, but also 3 members from Coast. Westrice looking to go in right now, trying to do as much damage as possible. Ward drops out, he spots out Zion Spartan, Shadow dashes away on the minions. Some nice Akali plays right there to save himself and keep himself safe from that potential dangerous situation with Zion Spartan. But meanwhile, Arthlon in the bot lane, just farming.
Farming, just split pushing. It's kind of the both thing for Determined and Coast. They can both split push a lot. Shyvana's a great split pusher. Zion Spartan playing Jax, a great split pusher. However, right now Shyvana has a little bit more power with that, kind of outscaling Zion Spartan at this very moment. Eventually, it's a very rough matchup for Arthlon, who will have a lot of trouble trying to survive that Jax. But right now, he has the advantage. Why not just push a bunch? With the top lane, Westrice is in this interesting point. He can blow up Wiz Fusion in like a second. However, if he gets hit by a silence, gets hit by any CC, it's very easy for him to be blown up in response. So it's all about kind of trying to bait out CC, trying to move in and out of fights with Shadow Dash. He's doing it really effectively, but every time he goes forward aggressively, it's dangerous and it's very punishable.
Last part standing on top of a ward right now. Broken Shard's going to run in. We're going to have them bait out the stun as fast as possible. The Twilight Shroud drop for the slow. There's the Hextech Gunblade. He's going to leap out onto the minions. Shadow Dash after this one. Can he get it? It will be the Marcus Assassin applied as well. They're chasing it down as fast as possible. Marcus Assassin number 2 going to heal up a ton. There is Shifter coming in as well as being a leap target for him. Will that be the next target as the Nintendo X coming around from the side goes in with the Blind Vault Breaker hitting onto Broken Shard. They're trying to turn this one around the Shifter. Can they get it in? No. The Assault and Battery stopping Westrice from going any further. And now they are getting out dangerously low. Westrice's damage is actually really large at this point, so forcing both Zion Spartan and Shifter both out, forcing out as well. No flashes. I thought they burned a flash there for a second, but that was just for a walk.
Yeah, there was a flash burn from Westrice leading into the chase, but that was all aggressive, all offense, mid lane.
Whoa!
Oh, the
Flag and drag denied by the Flay. Tibbers comes in, but he's going to get trapped inside a box in a box. I don't know how you want to factor that one, but there will be the culling coming in, and Wiz Fusion picks up the kill on Broken Shard with that one, as now no one can escape him. And Westrice over the wall, not going for the team play just yet. Looking for Nintendo X. Arthlon standing on top of a ward. Flame Breath does connect. And that will be the culling kill, as well as a 1-for-1 in a dive in favor. I think I would give that to Team Coast because they did end up picking up Broken Shard.
Yeah, they picked up Broken Shard. They got the kill also onto a Wiz Fusion, playing that Lucian needs as much gold as he can get, as is the AD carry away. But what was cool about that was the Flay and Flag and Drag both hitting at the same time. So the Flay stopped Jarvan from moving forward, but the Flag and Drag stopped Bubba Dub from
living.
Or Dave Demon from living, yeah. Which it's unfortunate when it does happen. And you can really see that Westrice, if he's not being CC'd, his damage is amazing. He was able to burn through a lot of Zion Spartan's HP, burn through a lot of Shifter's HP, who does take reduced magic damage from that Cassid and passive. And it didn't matter that, he's a squishy Akali because he wasn't being focused down at that very second. In teamfights, everything changes though. He can burst down a target, but, a dirty Akali is a squishy Akali until she finishes the Zhonya's or any sort of big tanky item.
Yeah,
keep
soon.
herself alive.
Soon though, soon TM. He will have that Zhonya's hourglass. He gets a needlessly large rod. Robert Xlee's going to pick up another red buff here. He's got his Bloodthirsty. He's got his Shiv, looking for a Last Whisper. Looks like the same route for Wiz Fusion, though. He does pick up the pickaxe, so looking for that Last Whisper as well. So no Trinity Force Bloodthirster combination for Wiz Fusion here.
Yeah, Trinity Force Bloodthirster is a common build. We've also seen Infinity Edge Triforce, which was pretty cool. Pretty different, but pretty cool.
Yeah.
He's going for just sustained auto attack damage, and that big advantage of Bloodthirster is he can dual Westrice a little bit more. Triforce gives him some more kite, but Shadow Dash kind of ignores that. Triforce gives him more HP, but the Bloodthirster lifesteal is going to be a huge deal for keeping himself alive in any sort of sustained fight. So I kind of like that early decision. It's different, but it should work out in keeping himself alive versus Westrice a little bit longer.
Alright, we do see the Ardent Blaze come across. A little bit of damage on the wave as he saw him batter into Robert Xlee. They're looking for him, but the Death Sentence connects onto Arthalon. Broken Shark getting dangerously low. A beautiful Timber setting up 3. They're getting out the intended exit. Dragon's Descent pulls him out. It will be the Vault Breaker into the Mega Death Breaker, but now a double kill for Shifter going crazy in the back line. Westrice tries to get him, but a beautiful Rift Walk over the wall keeps him alive. Westrice trying to get him, but it's not enough. Triple kill for Shifter, chasing down everybody he can. Wiz Fusion looking to try to get Arthalon out of here. Zion Smart going to jump onto a ward with that Trinity Force. He can chase him down, drops the Ignite. That's going to take him down 1, 2, 3, and the leap from Zion Spartan gets him the ace, and a 5 for none, actually. Nintendo X didn't even end up dying there, and a double kill over to, a triple kill, excuse me, over to Shifter. It was a beautiful play, and now a Baron over to Coast.
Yeah, this Baron should be going down for free. This Mega Death Bucket is already down, so there's nothing to stop this Baron from going to Coast unless they somehow die to the Baron, which would be impressive, but I don't think he's that strong. That team fight, that was incredibly good for Coast. They knew that A, Westrice was there, and B, they could go for a hard initiate onto an important target like Roberto. Roberto was forced to immediately retreat, play defensively, and even though it was a great 3-man stun, actually it might have even been 4-man stun,
I think it was 3.
It was a great at least 3-man stun.
Yeah.
From Bubba Dub onto Coast, it did not matter because they were so split up. They were forced to retreat already. It was just the Cassidon cleanup, the Zion Spartan cleanup, and Nintendo Dex got the Assault and Battery and got out alive with, I'd say, less than 20 HP.
That was ridiculous. He rift walked through that little side brush there and then baited out Westrice's dash into his team and then just rift walk again, just using that so phenomenally like a flash. And Zion Spartan going to pick up the red buff here. Dragon / Baron. Not going to spawn for a couple more minutes as Baron was freshly applied over to Coast. And Dragon should be spawning soon, but now Determined Gaming kind of on a high offensive end of the spectrum here. They have to defend off a Baron. Wiz Fusion really strong. Last were completed, as well as that Death Cat for Shifter. Going to make him a menace in these team fights.
He's almost got Void Staff as well, so any sort of magic resist, like let's say that Spirit Visage on Arthalon, going to be not necessarily completely negated, but not going to be as effective as you want it to be. Now, Determined, they're not out of this yet, but they got to play around Shifter. They have caught him out before, and his flash is not available. For example, Broken Shard was able to use Cataclysm onto him earlier in the game, and he did not have a Rift Walk and actually got caught out and killed. So if they can do something like that, they can catch him out when he does not have that cooldown available. It's only a 4-second or so window. But, that's a big enough window to pick up a kill.
And especially if this game goes on long enough and he picks up a Zhonya's Hourglass, that is going to be an even harder window to bridge. So we'll see what they do here. Spirit Visage for Arthalon, as well as some pink wards getting cleared out. Some pink wards getting placed, some wards getting cleared out. Westrice on the other side, though, going to run at the Shifter. Rift walk in, he's forced to flash out instantly. Death Sentence coming in blindly. They were trying to get him out, but he's a little too fast for them. And he's building towards that Zhonya's. Arthalon going to trade back and forth with Zion Spartan here. And the double buff is going to make him a little bit stronger. The tier 1 goes to go down. Talisman of Ascension used. Zion Spartan slowed out a little bit, but Arthalon forced to use the Dragon's Descent. Westrice close in the distance, looking to come in onto Zion Spartan. He will just leap on out of there on the minions, making it a 3v4 up top. So the side of Determined Gaming will have to be forced to back off there. Arthalon now getting turned down by Zion Spartan. So using that Dragon's Descent, burnout, and just getting out. A lantern over the wall. Broken Shard wishes he could take it. And whoa, that was weird. His Dragon Strike didn't even connect. So kind of ball breakering into the dark passage there. Kind of interesting mechanics.
Right clicking before he could even land that damage. Pretty cool to see. Did not know that would work like that, but don't know if it was what was exactly in mind. Now Zion Spartan bot lane, he knows he can duel versus Siobhan at this point. He's picked up the Triforce. Usually you want a little bit more, but the Cutlass might be enough, especially with that double buff. Bubba is in the area, though.
Does get the stun. Good luck to zone him away. Incinerate goes out through as well. Arthalon, though, cannot 1v1 this. We do see a flag and drag onto Nintendo X. He does go into the Flame Choppers, looking for as much damage as possible, but Shifter comes in the back, bursts him out. Assault and Battery comes in. Calling as well will pick up the... Actually, no, just kidding. Daydream is going to take that kill on to Broken Shard with that Ignite. Zion Spartan still split pushing down there. Nintendo X is going to be dead for 30 seconds as well as Broken Shard. We're going to see the 4v4 still. Baron up. Coast looking strong. Going to get a ton of damage onto this turret. Spartan can tank it up. Does pop the dodge. Bubba looking for a stun. Pops the Talisman of Ascension, but nobody else to be found out there. And they will be held off as they will back off. And that'll be the end of the push. So a good hold by Determined Gaming.
Playing smart, they knew that Coast, if they did go aggressively, they could very easily punish them. Westeros had a chance to heal. And without Nintendo X's reliable initiation, someone like, let's see, a Jinx in the back line could very easily get a lot of auto attacks off with not a whole lot of response. Shifter does a lot of damage, yes, but Roberto Exley with his lifesteal should have been able to survive that burst combo. But now Coast, they don't have inhibitors down. They have inhibitor turrets all exposed. They can go for a split push as we've seen in the past, and it's what they immediately rotated to once they took that Baron buff. And if Zion Spartan can keep up that side pressure, can keep aggressively attacking and making sure that Arthalon can't roam towards his team, that is a very important tanky member that won't be in a team fight. And if you look over at Determined Gaming, Broken Shard, he can't survive a whole lot on his own, and Westeros, if he doesn't have backup, is immediately taken out of the fight.
Yeah, and now that he has Zonius, though, he can survive, so we will see if he can put that into effect against Shifter, who does have his Void Staff now, picking up a Negatron Cloak, looking for potentially GA as his next item, so he will be that recurring menace that his Cat sit in. Even if you do take him out, they're going to use their Seeker's lens, their Oracle's lens, excuse me, to clear out some wards on the blue side of the jungle for Determined, and look to siege this one up as they're going to give up on mid. They're going to go for that bot lane as Baron has faded, so they're going to come up in a few minutes there. And Pink Ward dropped over the side. They will see the 2 wards. They will take them out. And now the siege is going to get tricky as Shifter could split push mid. He will burst pretty much anybody in that mid lane into half HP with one combo, especially if they don't have any magic resist. So I'm interested to see how Determined's going to deal with this.
They could go ahead, send Jax mid, send Jax top, go for like a more traditional split push, or use the threat of Shifter's assassination potential. There's a lot of options available to Coast. Using it quite well, just going for constant, more safe pressure rather than any sort of all-out aggression. Zion Spartan is relatively caught out in the bot lane.
He's going to get chased down there, but he'll be fine as he does have that Blade of the Ruin King to sustain back up. Pink Ward over the wall, going to keep those wards out of their base and keep them denied of vision. As now the siege is going to begin on this turret, but Fishbone's good at that. Death Sentence connects on the Westeros. They're not going to go all in. Out. Still, just waiting for the perfect engage is Coast.
Yeah, Coast, calm, patient, collected. Just making sure that next time they go for an engage, we don't end up yelling, but at what cost afterwards from a failed initiation. And it's actually kind of dangerous because they are taking a lot of poke and response, but, well, you know, if they can just find that safe opening, it is safe, it is passive, but you know, they're waiting on a mistake, and sometimes those mistakes just don't come.
Yeah, and if you're patient enough, you can catch back up into this game. We've seen people come back from bigger deficits, as it is only not about 9,000 gold deficit for Determined. They can come back at any single, you know, flick of a switch that Coast want to be like, I'm going to go in, but now they're going to actually... there it is, the stun comes in. There is the Flame Choppers as well, forcing the flash out. The Vault Breaker comes through. He'll flash away, he'll Vault Breaker out, and... that's a big summoner for Nintendo X. Can't close the distance as easily now with that flash. No more safety in that. And the Baron control going to be switched over to Determined Gaming now as they drop the pink wards and drop some serious wards by the blue entrances from the side of Coast. And nice catch, but still no kill. Determined Gaming looking for something. They're trying to get back into this.
I do like that initiation. Blowing the flash is huge on Nintendo X because, A, they were able to get Baron control out of that. Like you said, now when Baron spawns, the next 5 or so seconds, they'll have the ward coverage. Coast can't do anything sneaky like we saw them try and do in the past games. B, with flash down on Nintendo X, that is a lot of range initiation kind of being quickly cut out. We see a lot of Vault Breakers and ultimates from, a billion miles away. That's okay, but with that flash, you can really catch someone with a Vault Breaker.
Ooh, they're actually starting it up here from the side of Coast. They're just going to go and face tank it. Everybody's really tanky. They have a ton of damage coming in. Westrace and Robert Exley kind of off to the side right now. Looks like they might actually just give this one over. Broken Shard's going to go for the hero steal. Descendants doesn't connect. Where's the flag? There's the drag. He cannot get it. Goes in a little early, but a beautiful Timber Stun comes in from Bubba. They're looking to get Daydream, and they cannot. Actually, no, the Mega Target barely skims. It will be Broken Shard picking up the kill on a Daydream, but Nintendo Deck still in the back line. Bubba very low. Westrace trying to go into the Wiz Fusion. Cannot get the kill. The Ignite is taking Arthlon flashes forward. Bubba and Robert Exley in the back line, though. Shifter picks up the double with the Null Sphere and will take them out, and that is going to be the full-blown ace. The Baroned up Coast, excuse me, I almost said Curse. Coast gets the ace, and now they should be able to get the inhibitor and push down that mid lane as Shifter goes back to farm with the wave and make sure it pushes. Zion Spartan and Nintendo Dex will move towards that turret and maybe face take it? Maybe.
I mean, it was really good initiation. They chased down Wiz Fusion, they chased down Daydream, and the Bubba Tibbers have been phenomenal this game. But the problem is, they're flashing into the Baron pit, the team is being split up, they're using all their initiation to get to the fight, and even if they do pick up Wiz Fusion, that leaves Shifter for the that leaves Zion Spartan to get those auto attacks. No one has an escape option available because they all use them getting into the pit, getting into the fight. That inhibitor goes down, this game is still alive for Determined, but it's a scaling Jax, it's a Kassadin. This is such a devastating late game lineup, and they just don't have good responses. How do you kill Shifter? How are they going to take him down? They can try and chain CC him, but you know what? He's got a Negatron Cloak. He might be going for a QSS, which would be just amazing for keeping himself alive through an anti-stun. And the reliable hard CC to keep him in place is a Jarvan knockup, the Flame Chompers, and Bubba Stun. Everything else he can just rift walk away from because he doesn't care about slows. He doesn't care about anything that impairs his movement unless it's a stun or a silence.
Yeah, that's very true. I don't know. There's not really too many stuns besides Andy, like you said. There's a knockup from J4. He can just, rift walk out of the pit. So I don't expect much from that. But Robert Exley now getting red. They're still holding on to this game. It hasn't been determined just yet as they do just hold on. Pink boards come through. Robert Exley be safe. Go back to base as everybody just goes to farm the jungle. And this will be the second Baron that Determined have to hold off. Their attempt at stealing it didn't go the best. GA now completed for Shifter like I thought. And he will have to be dealt with 2 times now, which is going to be really hard.
All right, so in the end, not a Quicksilver Sash. Might be.
A GA on Nintendo X, too.
Which is fantastic. Yeah, Nintendo X is being blown up.
Westrace.
He can't win this.
He cannot win this. He's going to get slowed out there. There's the Oracle's Lens. Westrace is going to Zonius through the stun. Where can he go? What's the fancy moves? He flashes away, but the Null Sphere follows him through it, and he will fall. That's a 60-second respawn timer for him. Arthlon going to get jumped in here by Nintendo Dex. Descendant's not going to connect there. He just burns out, gets out. And with Westrace's death, that is going to be really hard for the side of Determined Gaming to hold.
Now, this is Coast moment. They've got the numbers advantage. 5v4, Westrace being taken out. One for the dirty play, but just got scrubbed right back up. And now, 5-man strong bottom. They're going to try and go for this inhibitor. If they pick up any more members, they could probably finish the game off this.
Yeah, so it's really dangerous. Assault and battery into Robert Exley. The calling comes in from the side as well. Shifter rift walks in. Tibbers comes in, but it's not enough. Bubba is looking to get down as double kill for Shifter right now. They're chasing it out to Arthlon, trying to pick him up in the Dragon's Descent. He pops the Blade of the Rune King, trying to run to the base. Are they going to dive him? No, actually the Fountain kills Shifter. Going to put him on a 60-second respawn timer. The box popped. Arthlon almost dead. And that inhibitor going down very fast with Fusion, just tanking up, and actually looks like a surrender vote. So Determined Gaming are going to end up falling out of the tournament in the NACL here, and Team Coast will advance to the Grand Finals.
I mean,